Hello and welcome to another episode of Talk of the Town Sports Edition. I'm Michelle Fenelon. Big game over at the Garden, and Paul Sobolewski is once again on top of the high school football world. But back to basketball. Pope John playing for a chance to make it back to the state final for the second straight season. It's been a surprising postseason to date for the Tigers. They came into the playoffs as the number 9 seed and beat the top 2 seeded teams in the playoffs. But if you think this came as a surprise to head coach Leo Butcher, you would be wrong. In fact, this is exactly where he expected them to be.
People doubted us. Nobody thought that we would come back here. Be quite honest with you, I don't think anybody wanted us back here.
The defending Division IV state champs back at the TD Garden facing Abington in the state semifinal. Second quarter, Pope John down 19-14 after one. Then it became the Frankie show. He goes on a run by himself as the Tigers regained the lead. He led the team with 19 points off the bench. Pope John led 30-28 at the half. Third quarter now, and it was Angel Price Espada's turn to take over. Price Espada putting on a show. Look at these ridiculous layups. Spins between 2 defenders, almost loses the ball and flips it in. You can't guard that any better than that. Pope John clinging to a 51-49 lead after 3. And here's the final quarter. Things getting pretty heated. Clock ticking down, Abington down 4. Matthew McGuire drains a 3-pointer. Seconds remaining. Pope John holding on to a 2-point lead. 1.5 seconds on the clock. William Klein from 3. Got it. He hits the game winner and hands Pope John a heartbreaking 72-71 loss. Tigers head coach Leo Butcher had nothing but praise for Abington.
That last shot was incredible. Absolutely incredible shot. Good for him. You know, that's pretty cool for a kid to make a shot like that in a high school basketball game. You know, I certainly wish it was somebody in blue, but it's going to be a pretty good memory for them as well.
Basketball may dominate the headlines, but there was some big news in high school football this week. The 2-time defending Division VIII Coach of the Year, Paul Sobolewski, has been selected to be the offensive coordinator for the 2019 Shriners All-Star Football Classic. The All-Star game will feature some of the hottest, best high school football players in the state. The game will take place on June 21st at Bentley College. It's that time of the year again, folks. The NCAA tournament begins this week. But before we discuss the exciting matchups and the potential bracket busters, there's one player who could be playing but chose not to. If you guys remember, about a year ago, Darius Basie decided not to play college ball for Syracuse. Since the NBA's one-and-done rule, a lot of high school players have been looking for alternative ways to get to the NBA that didn't include playing college ball. Basie has been working out in private and in public. He posted this video on Instagram of him working out with Tracy McGrady as he gets ready for this year's NBA draft. Basie, who is signed with Clutch Sports, of course, the agency that represents LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Get this, he already has a shoe deal with New Balance, and he began interning as a bonus with the shoe company this past January. Basie and New Balance have been visiting high schools across Massachusetts, including our very own Everett High School. The future NBA player showed off the colorways he will be rocking during Summer League this year, and he played a little knockout with Everett High School players. Basie is projected to go in the first round of the NBA draft that is set to begin on Thursday, June 20th. That's all we have for this episode of Talk of the Town Sports Edition. I'm your host, Michelle Fenelon. Thanks for watching.